man. I got too much sauce. I run right through her hoe just like a running back toss. And if I throw the lob to the homie, don't get mouse. Don't try to block, cause I am the answer. You get crossed. I mean, over and over, and one tastes hot sauce. First name Rick, but my last name is not Ross. Nonetheless, I'm still a boss. Got connects from across. Show respect and call me house. Real G's say less.
You don't really know you a dead man. This is God's plan. Someone stop me. I've been sent here from Illuminati.
Time out. So is your issue with us or is it with our men? Because technically, by what you said, our men they were supposed to be on the channel.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Ross is crazy as hell.
No, who you haven't checked with? Fake song kind of dude. Get your shit out of here. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yo, what's up, everybody, welcome to our adults only special feature, controversially correct. Look, I said this is adults only for a reason, because the topic is a topic that this one right here came up with, just to let y'all know. She came up with it's a very mature topic. You got to be mature, but you also gotta know a little bit about the ladies, and the ladies gotta know a little bit about us for them to even participate in this conversation. So the way it's going to work today, the men are going to have a round table first. The ladies will come on and have a round table after that. Then we will all come on together and see what we missed from what each other was saying. And you know how we do a controversial style? We're going to turn it up on their ass. This is their topic, but I think we might know more than y'all.
Guess we're going to see.
We're going to see. Okay, the topic, for further ado, is being dickmatized a real thing? Dickmatized. Is it a real thing? You know the definition of dickmatized? Give me a definition.
Okay, Urban Dictionary describes dickmatized as can explain anyone who's addicted to a man that's no good for them, and there can't be any other explanation apart from the fact that they're hypnotized by their penis.
Basically hypnotized by the dick. Basically, a dude who ain't no good, but all he got is that nice swing for her, and she just grab that pole and get to swinging. It don't matter what he do. It don't matter how broke he is. She let that dude come in, live off her, bum off her, strictly for the dick. And we are saying dick on this episode. This is her topic.
Hey, I got the bleep.
This is crazy.
I know we do need some bleeps.
I got one.
It's gonna be a whole lot of dicks in the atmosphere. So the only way to make this right is to have all the dicks come on and talk about this first, and then have the women, dickmatized by what we have to say, right? So I'm gonna ask you to leave, give us some privacy, give us some privacy, so the men can talk about this and see if it's true. Okay. Could you excuse us?
Yes.
And then I want Murdoch back there to bring on the fellas, so we could have a round table about this, man. Excuse me. Thank you. Now I'm way more comfortable. What up, fellas?
Yo.
Where you
What's
at,
up,
Jay?
man? Look. I want to get right to it,
I'm
man.
in New York, Jay.
Okay.
Oh, you in New York? Where we at? We in New York. We always in Cali.
No, I'm in Buffalo, New York. Not New York, New Yorker.
You in Buffalo? Buffalo?
Yeah.
That's why you got them colors on?
No, it's cold out here, but we just went out here finished shopping and stuff like that. So.
Okay. How cold is it?
Huh?
How cold is it out there?
Shit, like it's under 30. I'm surprised it's not snowing out here.
That's crazy, man. We about to talk about dick and it's cold. Where you at? It's weird. It was cold that night. But listen, I want to know, fellas, real talk. First off, do we believe it's true? Have you ever known anybody to be in it? Have you been a participant? These are the things
C.Y.P.
I want to know first. Go ahead.
If my background too loud, I'm on mute because I'm at a hotel, but I'm downstairs. So if my background
we don't
too
hear
loud.
nothing. We don't hear nothing but you right now. All right, so whoever want to take the reins and let us know what they think about the topic, you go first. Whoever want to go.
I'll go. Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely, it exists. Have I been a participant? I mean, I don't know. Women say a lot of stuff. Most of the time, when they tell me stuff that sounds good, I don't believe it. That's just how I am. But I believe it's possible, just judging off some of the decisions that women make. The situations they involve themselves in with men, and then when it doesn't work out the way they want it, then all that digmatized shit is out the window. It's good when it's working for you, but then when it's not, it's all bad. Um, but yeah, I mean, the dick can definitely make women goofy. So you got to kind of be careful. When I was younger, I used to think that that was a thing to do, but I would never, never dare to try to digmatize a woman nowadays because too much at stake, man.
Oh, oh, okay. Now I get that point of view. That makes sense. That it could be dangerous.
Yeah,
It could be dangerous if it's real. It could be dangerous, right?
pretty much.
All right, JT,
Uh,
tell us what you think about this.
yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Um, what do I think about it? I mean, when I was younger, I thought that was the cool thing to do, and it got me in trouble a lot. It backfired. It's so crazy. Like I've been on both sides of it. You know how a chick got mad with you, then they go start the rumors saying your thing small and all this and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
to the girlfriend and stuff, cause she mad cause I was just sticking and moving. Um, but it's a dangerous thing to do to a woman. I guess you could sit there and say um, it it caused a lot of trouble in your life. It had put me on child support um, with one of my baby mamas. So, and it was crazy. Like our relationship was only based off sex, and we had a child off of sex, and that's the only time we was really had really good communication and stuff like that off of sex, and we both agreed to that. Later in our life. So, I mean, to answer the question properly, I mean, I wouldn't. I suggest no man do it because it comes with a lot of trouble. You know, based off my experience in my past.
Okay. See, that's two in a row. Both of them saying it could be true, and if it do happen, it could backfire on you, yo. It could be real bad, real bad.
It could, well, this is what I'm gonna say. If that's your, let's say if that's your wife, it's totally different. The sex would be awesome. Y'all have a good connection and stuff like that. But if it's somebody like it's different situations. If it's somebody on the side and it's not your wife, let's say you got a little side piece, it
Right.
could be some big trouble. Because everybody be talking about, oh yeah, it's all good. I don't catch feelings. I don't catch feelings. Shit. The sex be good. It go both ways. You catch feelings and then trouble start. You start slipping. You start dropping the ball on some things. So it just
Mhm.
depends on what situation you in. If you that player, I mean, you got a girl, you don't want to do that. You want to be, you kind of want to be basic. So no feelings get involved and stuff at the end. So it just depends on your situation.
Okay. Okay. J Mac, what you got to say about this topic? You think it's real?
I definitely think it's real, and I also really think it depends on what the person and what they value and where they at in that point in time in their life. Um, do I think I have? I think so. I mean, I've been told I got good jug before a few times. I done had a few girls doing some things, sticking around longer than they should when I clearly was distracted, clearly wasn't giving them the time, sneaking one in while I'm downstairs talking to someone else. Like just a multitude of things. I had a fun younger experience, and me and my brother we used to be rolling shit. So I don't. But the only thing about it, I don't know like where I was in the game. I don't know if it was like I never sensed it because I was just trying to get to the next thing, and it's like it was a numbers game. It was get a good one and then you lose her because you got too much because you are
Yeah.
because you're emotionally stable, so you're still trying to figure yourself out. You're still trying to balance your confidence and all that shit through women. So like I felt it a few times, due to that connection, due to what was told, the consistency of it, how long a chick would stick around when she shouldn't. Because kind of like that, when you're a mess, you kind of become trifling. And I'm not talking about like trifling in a dirty way. You become trifling like you just do shit and you ain't got no explanation for it. Now you got to find somebody kicking somebody out your house because you're trying to move on to the next, or you're trying to get with the next. So I'll say this. I had my fair share. I felt like it does exist. I do know from maturity it comes with the person and the individual and what they value at the time. Cause it can be the dick with the body and just the whole makeup of the individual that they're attracted to. The complexion of the skin or whatever their preference is or what makes them good. So I think digmatizing can be more of a physical specimen, and it could come from just everything about you, what they admire about you, and they don't even know that too because they young, still trying to find themselves. So yes, I think it definitely exists. I think it happened a few times from confirmation from females, and I guess that's the answer, right?
Hell yeah, yeah. All right, Ralph. What's your take on this phenomenon of women being digmatized?
I think for a fact that it exists, and I say so mainly because of personal experience, and even with doing what I was doing back in the days, like it was only two occasions where, like strangely, me and my brother ran into the same chick, if I could put it like that, and it's like it's like I learned that through this experience that with men, or I'll say myself, it's like our issue is we not understanding that we have a power to do so, that we can become, in a sense, possessed by that spirit on our own. Like we could start feeling ourselves because we have that ability that we don't take into consideration who we should choose to put that on. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get the wrong one under that
Yeah.
spell,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden it's like now she just can't leave me alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like learning how to choose to do that. But it's definitely a real deal thing. But also what I meant by you yourself being under your own spell because it makes you more reckless. And I was very reckless. I didn't care as long as I got it, you know, the notches on your belt type of situation. So I think it's a double-edged sword, like, but definitely I think it's a real deal thing that a lot of women are in denial about. Because if you ask, like, you know, back in the days or even today, it's like you got people asking these females like, well, you talking about all these problems with him and why you still with him, and their key word is but I love him. No, it's not love. She's like under that spell, you know what I'm saying? So that's, I think it's a real situation.
Okay. Look, look. All right, look. I'm one of the fellas, so I could talk to y'all. I'm one of the fellas, so listen, fellas. Look, I, it's weird. Get off me. Stay out of my business over there. Look, it's weird because when y'all was talking, y'all was bringing me back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was bringing me back, and because at first I had a different opinion on this until I heard y'all talk, and I started thinking like, well, shit, it was hard to get them off, and back then we didn't really have much, right? Like you think back when you didn't have nothing, and you was just you was just handsome and laying them down. So you think to yourself like, I asked Chris like, did we have some digmatized women running through the house? Like,
Come
for
on, man.
real.
You already know the
Like
answer to that, man.
It's
I mean,
it's
when
fifty
I
fifty
think
though,
about it,
CY.
maybe we did, right? Like maybe they
Yeah,
were
you know.
just addicted to being around us because we didn't offer them nothing. We didn't promise them nothing. We didn't take them out of nothing. They just wanted
Never.
to be around us. And back then, being around us, it was a fee. It was a fee to be around us. You can just come chill and hang out without, you know, being involved in the festivities. You know.
Yep. Yep.
So I think about it. I remember one time me and Terrell had to said that nigga name like a motherfucker.
Name dropping ass. Name dropping.
Abort mission, abort.
My bad. Well, yeah. We was at the crib and he had a friend. He had a friend like she was known to be a wild one. And she had brought her through and she met me, whatever. And he was like, man, she like you. She like you. She want to come through. I'm like, man, she be doing everybody right. He was like, yeah. I said, okay, cool. Because for me, back then, if I knew she was really sexual, then I figured then we gonna get to the point. Like there ain't gonna be no trying to stick around, trying to like me. Like I know that you loose. You know what I'm saying? You coming to the house, and the house that we had was it was the house. So if you gonna come through, do your thing, you probably ain't coming back much. Man, that girl tried to make a home. She tried to make my house a home. It got so bad that I want her to leave, but she wouldn't leave, and I mean this. So I told Terrell, I called him, I was like, yo, man, like, we got to get her out of here. He's like, what you want to do? And this is a true story. I said, look, when you get here, call me. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to pretend like me and you had a fight, right? I'm going to rip your shirt and everything. You're going to come in here screaming and arguing, right? I'm going to kick you out the house. So if I kick you out the house, she got to go too because she your friend, right? He's like, think it's going to work? I said, it's going to work. It's going to work. This nigga called. I jumped outside like, hey, man, you got the money on me? I'm like, nah, I'm going to be outside. Hold on, hold on. Then I ran outside. We screaming, yelling, fake fighting. He run up in the house. Man, we got to go. We got to go. He crazy. He crazy. Hair all messed up. He spent up everything, right? She said, oh my God, let's go. He's crazy. Man, she got up in her car and they went off. I never saw her again. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If she watching this, she going to be pissed off. She going to be mad at Terrell. But she would not leave. I'm talking about to the point. Look, look. This is a real show. It was to the point where she was offering me things that I didn't even want just so she could stick around. She was offering me, I'll do anything. And I mean this. I'll do anything. I'll do anything. I'm like, girl, what do you mean anything? Right? She was talking about anything, fellas. Now, me at that point, I ain't into using women. That ain't my thing. Like, you know what we came here to do. You crazy. You crazy. Now, when I think back to it, fellas, I think we got a case of digmatized. I think we got a case of that young lady being digmatized. She had so many dudes that she could go to. Why are you sticking around me every day? Get out of here. Go on. Be amongst yourselves. Like go frolic with the rest of you. Get about my house. But that's my story, and I don't want to tell no more. But I got a question. Somebody over here asked me to ask y'all. She said, why don't you ask them if they ever been pussy whipped? Because we all know I ain't pussy whipped. I whipped the pussy.
This nigga.
Whipped. Yeah, boy.
Oh man, man.
But listen, I want to know, fellas, because what we told our truths, and we all seem to think that it does exist. It can lead to some bad situations. We all had a bad situation with the shit. I want to know, as real men, starting with Chris, have you ever been pussy whipped?
Never. And the reason I say never is because, like, just being real, like, I was spread out too much. Like, I had so many chicks, like, I couldn't get attached to nothing. Now, I think it exists because when you see dudes trying to kill you over a woman, that's a pussy whoop dude. You know what I mean? That's a pussy whoop dude want to kill you over a woman who made a choice to go sleep with another man. But me, I was just spread too thin, and it had nothing to do with how good it was, how attractive they were. It was a numbers thing for me. You know what I mean? And it's just funny because Ralph made a good point. It's that ego. We kind of know what we can do. We know. And it's like, okay, I'm about to put it on this chick. She talking shit. I'm about to put it on her ass. We're not thinking about who she is. You know what I'm saying? But pussy whoop, nah. There's no pussy in the world that can whoop me. I don't give a damn how good it is. Not one.
You know what? I like your answer.
Straight up.
Ralph, I want to go to you next. I want to go to you next. Have you ever been, you know what I'm saying? Be honest. Have you ever been pussy whipped where you just was doing shit that was like, damn, out of your character?
A few times, yeah, definitely. My my brother knows me better than anybody when it comes to like certain situations that I've been in. Every female I ever met, I was trying to be in love with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when it came down to it, it's like he kept trying to remind me that I shouldn't be like putting so much energy into these women if they're not, you know, It's just I was giving my all to these women. You know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact I was definitely whipped, but I didn't understand what that meant. I figured this is how it's supposed to be. Like when you like a girl, she like you, y'all gonna be together forever. That was my mindset. Then I started understanding like that's not how it's supposed to be. Like it's like a certain principle I was missing about this stuff. So I was definitely whipped.
Mm, damn. Okay, that's some real honesty right there. JT, you ever been
Yes, sir.
pussy whipped, man?
Bruh, I'm trying to really remember if I ever was because I always, I don't know. I looked at pussy was like a. I gotta watch my mouth. I got people around. I don't know. Trying to think, was I ever? Maybe was I when I was younger when I messed with the older woman. I don't know, but I still like what's so. Nah, I'm not. I don't even want to say that because I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to get pussy on a regular, and after I had with one person, I didn't have a problem having sex with somebody else. So I'm trying to see was I attached. Now, if you had, I had, I had regulars. Of course, I had girlfriends and stuff like that, but I was never pussy whooped to the point where I would stay with one chick. If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to guess, was I ever probably when I was younger, like when I was 14 or 15, I messed with that well older girl. She was like 18 at the time, and trying to see. Mm, I don't know. That's probably the only time I would sit there and say I consider myself even thinking about being p whipped.
Okay, okay. So we got no, hell yes. Can't, I don't think so. Well, what's up with you, J Mac?
No, no,
Have
no.
you
It's
ever
50. Hold on,
fifty
C.Y.P. It's 50-50. I mean,
fifty?
'cause I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand it because to be p whipped, you mean you have to be only attracted to one?
No,
Because I still was doing.
nah,
I
it's
was
kind of
still
like
getting.
when you act out of your character for that woman.
Yeah,
When you go crazy, you can have it's dudes that can have 10 girls and be pussy whipped over one of them. It's like
yeah.
one where you just like you'll fight dudes over it and all that type of shit.
Nah, that's different. I mean, I don't look at it like that. I don't consider that p whip. Cause like, if you got a girlfriend and stuff like that, you got a girlfriend, you got feelings for, you won't let a dude play with her. You know what I'm saying? Or you want you want to let a dude get out of pocket with her. So
But just think about a chick you was just smashing though. That wasn't your girl.
no, I not no chick I was just smashing. I mean, of course, girls that I have dealing relationship wise, I will let no. I act up a little bit, and then not because of people. It's because of the emotional attachment, the vulnerable, whatever you have attached to that woman. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Well, I guess I couldn't say I was p whip because if I was p whip, I wouldn't have been messing around with something else because I'd have been addicted to attached to that one. That's how I
Mm,
look at it.
mm, mm. That's deep right there. That's deep because it's not looking good, ladies, for us being all right, but we ain't done yet. J Mac, you ever been pussy whipped?
No, I haven't. Like Chris said, when it's a numbers and you're not emotionally connected or attached to people, you don't know what those feelings are. You only thinking for yourself, and it became like a pound and gain game almost. In the numbers game is saying competitive. I had to compete with my brother. I got a cousin that they used to call us triplets, and we used to always compete together. It was about numbers. I remember before we had cell phone, we used to write them down on a piece of paper and keep all them numbers together,
Yep.
and
Yep.
um
Yep.
and do stuff like that. So I never was emotionally attached to get whipped, but I can say I was fascinated, fashion,
Infatuated.
factuated. My mouth dry. I need some goddamn water. Factuated because um I know they had people when you was pursuing that you really wanted to get with. Like she was a little different from what you've been going. You liked a lot about her. The how she kept her hair, her upkeep, her family goals, her background, career orientated. And you would try to get down with that and I work harder for it. But when I got it, like I still said, I still had too much going on and I always lost them because when me and her was going through, if she wasn't giving me the attention I needed or doing, I just bounce back and go get me two or three the next weekend and stuff like so. No, I haven't. I admit that I had somebody put something on me one time and I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that? But it was just only it was good, but I ain't never been whipped to where I was doing things to where like I was fiending like a fiend or I had to get to it. I'll be honest with you, since we're being honest, they got this chick I was kind of waiting to get to, and I kind of I 45 second. I couldn't hang with it, and she like that. And to that day, every time I hear that 1 minute man song, I laugh. I laugh when I see her because that's the only chick I remember that I ever got. And once I got it, I was so into her, I couldn't hold up my end of the bargain and stuff. So I give y'all that to be honest, but
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I never been pussy whipped. Like I had too much going on to get
God
stuck on
damn.
something like that.
Hey, Los, before you go, man, I gotta piggyback off his story, man.
Okay.
When I was living in Long Beach, I met this girl at Target. Now, at this point, I never visited the South before.
Right,
So I never seen a girl built like this. This chick was about
right.
5'2". I mean, the cakes were ridiculous. So anyway, I got the chick and we talked that night and I think I was still no, I was living in Long Beach at the time. I still was practicing with you though. So we talked and I was like, after practice, I'm gonna come see you. After practice, we work out, go to the gym. I meet up with her. And at this time, this back when I had no patience. Get to her house and we sit on the couch and she like bullshit. So me, I'm starting to get attitude. So I get up like, man, I'm about to leave. When I get up, she's like, all right, hold on. She goes to her room, comes back out the room with just a G string on. She said,
Mm.
you sure you about to leave? I said, hell no, I'm not leaving. So we go to the room, right? And you got to keep in mind, I've been thinking about hitting this shit all day.
Shady.
I go in her room. She has so much ass that she was laying flat on her stomach and her ass was up like she was bent over. I got in that shit 5 strokes and then went five, 5 strokes. And
uh,
then my shit, I was still, you know how you try to keep pumping and you noodle dick?
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
there just throwing shit.
oh my god.
And then she was like, I was like, I ain't even gonna front, man. I don't really shit like this don't happen. She was like, it's all good. Just stay the night. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna come back to the next day. I want to go home.
Yeah.
So my whole day I might practice again, thinking I'm about to redeem myself. Call her. She never picked up the phone.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
should have
I got
stayed. So
I
now
got
she
one
thinking,
disclaimer. Go ahead. I got one more thing. She
yeah,
was stacked like you built, like you said built.
yeah,
So when I call y'all hear me?
yeah, yeah,
Yo, can you hear me? Oh shit, that call
yeah.
came through and knocked my sound out.
now we hear you.
Now
We hear
you
you.
good. You good.
Yeah.
Straight noodle. I was in there throwing that shit like this, like
Pussy wet. The definition. Hey, hold on.
Trying to
Hey,
bring it back home.
hey, you. Hey, that was a good story, and it was an honest one.
straight
It was an
up.
honest one. You know, it's funny because I'm listening to y'all, man. I start thinking like, because at first I have a different answer, right? And then you start thinking and hearing the stories, you like, hold on. Huh. I mean, could this classify as pussy whip? Could it classify if you mad about something? You know what I'm saying? And your woman play one of them little games with you, walk around the house a certain way, do a little something. And all of a sudden, you forget how mad you are. Like, I like that ain't fair for one, and two, it low key seemed like it could be some pee whipping going on. You know what I mean?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
Nah, that
I
that
don't
You
I
don't
think
don't
think
think
so?
that's I don't think that's pussy whoop, man. That's just she know how to get you to your highest arousal point, and then by the time it's time to insert, it's a done deal.
Damn.
so.
All right,
That's
listen.
not that's not whoop though, man. Nah.
All right, look, fellas. We've been on It's funny. We've been on for 30 minutes like I wanted. The ladies, Keys, come back over here.
What's up? What's
Ladies,
up?
ladies.
Can y'all hear
Pretty
me?
much.
Can y'all hear
Hello.
me?
Yeah, we
Hello.
Okay.
You went in.
we have pretty much
What's up, fellas?
Hey, how y'all
Yo,
doing?
How y'all doing?
Yep.
chilling.
Chilling.
so
CYP, let me finish my story. Can I finish it? Give me about 2 seconds.
go ahead,
Because
go
I
ahead,
was
go ahead.
nah, it was once she got rolling, I couldn't like Chris said, I couldn't keep it and stuff like that because the happiness, the enjoyment, and she had the right type of features about herself to where it was too much for me then.
You was overwhelmed by the ass.
I was overwhelmed mentally, physically, and everything. So I admit, I mean, that's one of my stories to where when I saw her afterwards, that 1 minute song Missy came out with, I was like, God damn, nigga, I fit that bill. Like she got that on me for the rest of her life and stuff. So I want to put that out there.
Oh man.
Hey, we appreciate your honesty, ladies. How's went so far? We've came up with this digmatized. Fellas all said that they believe it's true. They said they believe they've encountered it with some ladies, and they said it can lead to bad things and bad situations. Okay, there were some stories told that were very very funny and tragic at the same time about some of these women who have been digmatized. What I want you guys to do is talk. You know what? Y'all want to talk by yourselves? Are y'all cool with us?
It's fine.
Do y'all want us to be here, or y'all want to talk by yourselves? It's up to you. And I want to know.
What you mean, y'all leave? I don't care.
We just
Wait,
letting
No.
it
no,
play.
wait, but why weren't we here when y'all were talking?
Oh no, y'all was supposed to be here, but some of y'all are too pretty to be on time, and I'm damn sure getting tired of that. I'm,
Okay.
I'm getting real tired of that shit. You understand me? I'm about to find me some
No,
uglier
you
cast.
did not. No, you did not call me out. Let me tell you something, okay?
Both of y'all.
I be trying to
It
be
is what
on
it
time, okay? This is the thing. I have kids, okay? So I got stuff that I gotta do. I'm sorry. It's not no excuse. I'm sorry.
It was both of us, Tawana.
Oh, okay. I thought
It
he was
was
No,
talking
both of
about
us.
me because I was on
no,
it too.
that's why I said this pretty ass cast is hard to deal with.
I haven't missed not one show. I just be if I'm late, I'm late. At least I'll be here. Y'all
Nah, I
can
feel you.
back me up, Chris. Come on, Chris.
Nah, you missed one. Nah,
You
you
miss
missed one
you missed
show.
one show, one.
You missed one show.
Yep.
I think
You
yeah,
missed
you
one
it
and
was
me.
your
You made you
a
made
birthday
me
party or
have to
Oh
something.
hold it
no,
down.
JT, and then JT wanna join in and
No,
join
I
on
was I was my background was loud, so I was
That's
busy.
funny.
But I heard you saying that you did miss one show though.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
I
Thank
did.
you.
Listen,
Okay.
I be
So
trying.
ladies, this is what I want to do for y'all.
Okay.
We had to answer the question. I want y'all to do the same way, and it's just about y'all right now. Do you believe being digmatized is real? Have
Oh,
you ever been? Have you ever been digmatized? Right? We really want to know because we answer for ourselves, and we answered about being pussy whipped as well. So we had to be vulnerable. We had to be vulnerable. Y'all got to be vulnerable. You can tell us about the past, the future, whatever, but we need to know.
okay.
Like we were vulnerable to the audience, and we need to
Yes.
know from our beautiful ladies who have the
Huh?
power to have
Mhm.
somebody. You know what I'm saying? To have to whip
Mhm.
somebody. We need to know the truth. So I don't want to talk much. I want y'all three to talk about one. Is it real?
The whip
Yeah,
Two,
so
somebody.
have you been involved?
y'all can go to the backstage and then we can
Oh,
discuss. So
see,
that way
see.
Okay,
because
so
no,
like well,
it's
okay, no,
fair
good,
because
no.
so that way we don't have no interruptions, we don't got no faces, we don't got no nothing. It's just girls talking amongst girls.
Yes, yes.
That's
So,
fair.
fellas, we up out of here. We up out of here.
Okay, I'm gonna read the definition because I read it for the guys, just so
Okay.
everybody's on the same page from Urban Dictionary. Okay, it
Okay.
So
says
are we leaving?
stigmatized can be used to explain anyone who's addicted to a man that's no good for them, and there can't be any other explanation apart from the fact that they're hypnotized by their penis. Let me move this chair over. Okay, so that's stigmatized. We have to know what's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
so all of them concluded that they have digmatized someone in their past.
Right. I heard. Yeah.
So I want to know, do you guys think being digmatized is real first? And then we'll talk about if you do think it's real, have you ever felt like you were digmatized maybe along the way somewhere
Who wants
in
to
your
go
journey?
first?
Go ahead, Meek. I feel like this. Go ahead.
This is my shit.
Your
Okay.
time to shine.
So I actually on my show in the past we talked about this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If you would have asked me about this about a month ago, I would have been like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, blah 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 blah, and would have gave you all these stories. I've come to the conclusion that the answer is no, and that the ability to digmatize is strictly based on the strength of on the like the mental space that that woman is in and whatever voids that needs to be fulfilled. So if it's loneliness,
Right.
or if she needs to feel beautiful, she wants to feel sexy, or wants to feel wanted. If she's having those spaces and you have someone, because it's not even just your dick. When it comes down to sex, it's not just the penis, right? Like it's the energy that's like enamored and the action, like how he kisses you and where he kisses you and how he like explores your body and all that type of stuff. So the reason why I say no is that um in a space, I'm gonna just use my own person because the guys is using personal experience. And me and Keish, you and I have talked about some of my experiences where I'm like, yo, like the dick did this, and girl, it was that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But also we can go back to like where I was at that time. You know what I'm saying? And the other conversations that were being had at that time. And it matches. And let's just say, I've been getting slayed lately, and I'm in a whole different space. And if I have to walk away, I'm perfectly fine by that. Like that D has nothing to do. I mean, like has no determination on like what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to get to it, blah 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 blah. If we can't see each other, we can't see each other. But like it's some of the best shit that I've ever had. You get what I'm saying? So I do think that it has a lot to do with like where that woman is in her life, and if there's voids that need to be fulfilled, and your energy and your dick just happen to fit the bill. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's your stroke. I don't think the stroke or the because yeah, I don't think it's that.
You don't think it's like if the sex is so good, it gets you to a place that
Got me going crazy. No,
Mhm.
like
Uh-huh.
Tawana. Let's just say, like, listen. Let's
But you
just
can be a
say,
fly on the wall.
let's just say, I've had like, and who y'all can think whatever the fuck y'all want. I don't really give a fuck. I've had my moments. I've had some amazing dick. I've had some lame ass lousy dick.
Right.
I've had moments where I'm like, I'm about to get on this plane. Fuck this bullshit. I'm about to da da da. But if I really look at that moment though, if I really look and scan, and I'm talking about myself, I look at that moment. That's pure escapism. It's because I'm not happy with what I'm leaving. You get what I'm saying? I'm not happy with my home. I'm not happy with my space, and I'm trying to escape into a whole different situation. And like that, yes, that D is a part of it because also during sex, you're releasing oxytocin and all that happy shit. But
Right.
like it's an escape. It's like any other type of drug. So if a woman is hooked on a man with with a dick, it's not, brother. Like yes, you contribute to it, but like it ain't. I don't think it's
It
just
ain't
that.
like as good as
It
they think.
I don't think that if you have a solid a solid being, a solid woman that is focused, that got everything and like don't have any void, you know what I mean, voids to fulfill, and you come and you dick her down. Yes, the dick is good, but you're not going to distract her from what the fuck she got going on. You know what I mean? She's not going to be willing to just like lay it all on the line because you over here slinging that thing. Like I don't think that's. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of women aren't as solid and as focused as they want to say that
That's
they
right.
are.
That's
They
right.
don't want to admit that like, yo, like Like loneliness is a motherfucker. It's honestly like a mental illness, and people don't want to acknowledge that. Like loneliness will drive that person to go and be like, it's a body. You know what I mean? It's an interaction. It's a connection that I don't have. I need that. Like it's that's yearning. You know what I mean? Like not your dick. So that's what I think. That's my analysis.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I have in my life witnessed women who act completely insane for men who treat them like garbage and trash.
Yeah.
And that exact definition that she read, I'm like, because they're trash. Like the dudes are literally not. I mean, not even just a cheater, like overly aggressive, rude as hell, treat her like don't do nothing for her. I'm like, what else? He needs to bottle up and sell whatever he got in his pants because that is that great. It has to be. And so I have to, I don't know if it's like a real hypnosis, but I really feel like some women be so attached to a dude after they have sex with them that they don't make rational decisions. And I'm like you, like in a sense where I'm not, nobody has ever made me so irrational that I'm just like gonna tolerate your BS. I don't care like if we've had sex before. If you treat me like a certain way, I'm gonna get rid of you. That's it. I mean, you're not gonna be around me. I have just a certain level of respect for myself, and I've always been like that.
But bam,
I don't care how
you just hit it.
Yeah, I'm not
the level of respect for myself.
Yeah.
To value yourself. So when you sit here and you talk about these women that like love these trash ass men, think about it. That might be the way that they view love. Like that is the level of love that I'm deserving of. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I've had women find me before, like so like I was dating somebody that they used to, like maybe somebody
woman called
in the past.
Hey, Martha, this Betty.
I've had women literally like research, find out who I am, call me, and was like, hey, my boyfriend's number was in your phone or whatever. And then like I'll talk to the guy and he'll be like, man, I haven't been with her and like whatever. Like it'll be like they've been broke up or something like that, according to him. Obviously they could be lying to me, right? But that was his thing. Or sometimes I've even been around where he's like called her, like, why are you calling people? We done. We've been broke up for however long. And it's some women who cannot let the man go. So I literally, when I always used to think like they Dick Kmatized. Like that's what I would think all the time. Yeah. Like it's got to be that, because why are you doing all of that extra stuff for this one dude who is rejecting you, clearly not interested, don't want to have nothing to do with you.
But think about that. Think about what rejection will do to a person. I had a friend the other day tell me that like she would stay in a situation knowing that the dude has lied and has done some crazy shit. Right. But she said, I'm already on the route of exiting, but I'm not done yet.
Right.
So it's not even a thing of like, oh, I don't know better, or I'm not like, no.
She was not prepared to leave.
She's like, I'm not done yet. So like I have to like go through these motions and stay, and that's what I say. It's a mental thing. Like
it's a mental thing, right?
And this dude, and granted, this dude buys her gifts and all this extra shit, and the crazy thing in his mind, he like, all right, she believed me. I got her back, such and such. But he don't know that like coming down the line, like she's about to leave herself. Like she's about to leave her ass. So like in our mind, we like, well, we about to hit the eject button. Like we out. Like fuck this. You fuck me over. Fuck this. But a lot of women don't think about that. Then you also gotta think like, I know men have this whole conquer thing, but women do too. And that's another thing that goes unheard of. That women have this thing of like, wait, her? Like, oh wait, you fucking with her? Oh no. Like I'm about to You know, and you'll be on your way out, and then see, no matter if she like a mud duck, whatever. If she look like mud duck, it's even worse. If I'm being honest with you, but like, you know, something clicks off in a girl's head, like, nah, hell no, this ain't no fucking way. My pussy too good. I cook too good. I whatever, ever, and I'm not about to let you go.
Yeah.
So it's really a mental thing though. I really do think that
that never worked. It's never gonna work. If he's interested in another woman,
it wasn't gonna work from the beginning.
No.
Like getting him and how you got him, it wasn't gonna work from the beginning.
Right.
So that's something that a woman has to come into knowledge with from jump. But we don't want to own that. Like, we don't want to own, like, what do you mean I can't have this? Or what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, women go through that too. But then you also have the other end of that stick where it's like, no, I don't deserve better. Like, no, like I could see the what is it called? Like not the good, but the possibility. Like, the potential.
We see
you know what I'm saying? Like,
potential.
Right. So there's so many reasons why people connect and like latch on to people. And you have to, like, as people, we have to look as to like, okay, well, what brings you here? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the men said they haven't been pussy whipped, and at first, you know, you can say, oh, hell no. But I do think that the answer is correct, because it's the same thing for men. Even though it might not have physically been some vagina to lock down a man.
Right.
Listen, I still got a couple motherfuckers that refuse to, that will hunt me the fuck down, look up every social media, call friends, send a flag, start burning.
They gonna get an airplane and fly it through the sky.
Even if it's just to say hello. Even if it's just to say hello. And yes, like, you know, am I fun to have sexually? Yes, I am. But I know that it's not just my fucking pussy that got them like that.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it takes a level of maturity to even like acknowledge that, because that whole narrative of my pussy too good, like, no, sis.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like with you. Like, I do think it's like a 50-50 thing. Like, half of me feels like it's possible, because it's like you said, Tawana, I've seen people act crazy, and you're like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he brings nothing to the table. Like, and then they talk about the sex, and you're like, well, that's what it is. Like, when you're younger, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of makes sense, because you don't bring anything but that.
Right.
But then I look at some of the men's stories, and it was like, I don't think those women were actually digmatized. Like, I think it was the connection that they felt, or even just the desperation of wanting to be with that specific person. And they knew that pussy is the only thing they had to offer.
Right.
So they're going to give it up and do whatever they can to keep this person around. So it really wasn't the dick. It was just like, I'm doing whatever I can to make my look special.
Maybe they think that they're going to keep him. I don't think that that's the only thing they have. I think they really think like, oh, if I put it on him, I'm gonna get him
also
pussy whip.
To piggyback on that, like in a lot of these situations, let's also have another moment of honesty. That's the only time that women experience men being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only time.
Well, and they tell you all kinds of stuff too.
Oh yeah. And if your energy matches that dude, but listen,
have the baby. Like, let's stop that bullshit. Then we should end up with
like, ooh, he want me to have his baby. Like, no, he just in the moment, and it's getting good.
Listen,
now I will say this. I had somebody obsessed with me. Do I think he was whipped on? No, I think he had some mental issues, like following me around, like would not let me leave him. And it was scary, actually. And I was like, this weird. Like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think like I hung from the chandelier and gave him the best thing ever. Like, that's why
some people are like stage 5 clingers. And then when you do the most intimate thing you can do with the person, they're going to latch on to that. Like, think about when somebody takes your virginity, or you take somebody's virginity. Oh my God. Some people like really like, oh, I take your virginity, I should be special. Like, no, you shouldn't. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can be, but that doesn't mean.
And you have certain actions that people tie to like certain reasoning, like, oh wait, girl, you understand? Like after he did this, he held me tight, and he was like, we was talking about the next day, and it's like, yes, it's like
Pillow talk is the mother, right?
That
I've
ain't
seen
it.
girls bust out windows. Like I had a cousin, like she wouldn't let this. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, she wouldn't let this dude go. Okay, she was so obsessed. She found out where he was at. She knew he was behind in his car note. She called the people who own his car. Got his car got his car repossessed.
Oh my gosh.
So then was she driving him around?
Then, right, because she like, oh, he gonna come back, right? Because like now he gonna need me to take him XYZ. Or
Can we be honest though? But can we be honest though? That level, like maybe none of our men on our panel maybe none of the men on our panel, went through this, but them niggas is lying. Like them, like not the panel, but I'm saying like they doing way more than just dicking somebody down. For a woman,
in college,
way more.
We had a friend, a mutual friend, right? J Marv. Okay, I don't know if you're watching this, Marv, but he had a crazy.
Tell the whole story though.
Bust through the window, like literally
what happened?
With a helmet on, Luana, with a helmet on, like because she thought another girl was up in the room.
Okay. You talking about tell that story? No, but tell her the end. Tell her the end though. What happened?
At the end of the story, he did give her 2 kids.
Oh,
they did end up.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about.
Y'all like when chicks are crazy about
That's what I'm talking about.
Like mentally, they like
that. Wait, and time out. And also, that was over a long period of time. So he had more than enough time to be like, fuck no. It wasn't like, oh, like she was crazy, he hit, and then kids came. No, it was over a long period of time. And that is what the fuck I am talking about. Like when girls are star crazy like that, you're not just dicking her down. Like you're not just dicking her down. Like it's more than dick. It's more than dick.
More than it. Like there isn't penis good enough to make me commit crimes or do something so crazy. I haven't had it. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. I don't care who it is. I'm not doing that. I'm rational. I'm never going to just be like, oh, I'm so obsessed with this man that I'm just willing to like follow him around. I don't do that. Like I just don't have time for that. I'm sorry.
But I think that's already in you before you get the dick. Honestly. I feel like you are already like kind of crazy before you get dick down, and like
I feel like they don't know she crazy. They be like, they don't know.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. No, they know. These motherfuckers know, and some of these motherfuckers like that shit. Some of them be like, Meek, you don't yell enough. Like you don't start enough shit for me. Like there's dudes that gets off on shit like that. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like when a woman is star crazy like that, like it's a lot more going on between just a dick going into a fucking vagina. Yeah, it's way more going on.
I mean, you know what? People say I'm a little bit possessive. My husband will say that. He'd be like, you're possessive, and he'd be like, you need to stop. So I feel like maybe I am a little bit like, I'm the only person that you should be looking at and love. I know you say, I know Meek be like, stop doing that. I know.
Looking through that phone, like for real.
Meek be like,
2-minute warning. I'm getting.
I am like, I told in a previous episode, I said, that meme where, the girl was walking down the runway and she came up to the boyfriend. That girl put her leg up, like, get the hell off my man. That's me. That's me.
I see, but what's so crazy is that when I have my man like that, I'm territorial like that too. Like I wish a bitch would try me. Like I think that's different. That's different. That's not digmatized.
Okay. Well then, and then I never then, because I am that though. You don't try me.
All right, we've heard enough. We've heard enough.
He's a hater.
Enough. Especially you, Meek. Especially you. Because the fellas was back there. We was back there doing this while y'all was talking like, Mm-hmm.
I know it pleases the male ego to think that, oh, let me just go ahead and put this dick on her.
And she
But
gonna be upset.
she gonna be this, but if she's able to get stigmatized, she's a weak woman. That's what I think.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
That are desperate.
Are desperate.
I think
All right.
I
desperation is
disagree.
real,
I
like a
disagree.
real thing.
I don't
Desperation
think.
is a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Hold
makes you
on.
do crazy stuff.
Hold on. Does any man who just came in does he want to go at anything that he heard said? Does he object? Because
Yeah,
I
I
want to
object
get to it. You want to object,
because
Ralph, or who want to go first?
okay. So basically, remember before they came on the panel, I was talking about how I used to be,
Right.
and Chris will always tell me, "You keep talking yourself out of out of the draws, basically, right?" And I would get mad at that because, like, people see how I am now, but it's like before, I treated every woman like there was a one, but it was a famous saying, "Doing the right thing isn't always doing the right thing." I did it what I thought was the right way to do it, and I always wound up getting played. I wasn't hypnotized by them. It was just the way my mind is wired. It's like when I'm with a chick, like that's me. So okay, bet. Time passed. I started getting tired of that, so I started weaponizing sex to get revenge. And basically, I just became hella cold because I'm not gonna play the middle ground. Like if I'm with you, I'm with you. If you're not really with me, then just cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like I get angry. Kind of going back with J Mac was saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like certain times it's like it's not necessarily whip or whatever because it's like, you investing a part of yourself in this chick. And it's like if you playing with that, it's like, yeah, it's gonna piss me off. It's serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't be playing them games and then try to flip it and say I'm whipped because I actually care about you and you don't care about yourself enough to recognize that. So you playing with my emotions and then you making me look weak. But it's like I don't think women are weak for being interested in a guy. I just think that, when women, well, I'll give it to me, like, when you use that man as a way to fill a void, then yeah, that is a weakness because you lower yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just, what I'm saying? Like you're not mentally prepared to deal with that stuff. But I say on my behalf, yeah, I was weaponizing myself to get revenge on women because I was angry at my shortcomings with relationships for getting played. You know what I'm saying?
And when I say weak, because like I'm not speaking about a woman having an interest or like like you actually having a valid connection, a mutual connection. I'm talking about what I was speaking about, like having that void, trying to fulfill that void, or like that's weak. That's not a full woman. You get what I'm saying? Like she's currently going through something, and mentally she's not strong. So what's the opposite of strong? She's weak. So that doesn't mean that she can't become a strong woman. Doesn't mean she can't grow into that. But if she is in a state where like the physicality of a man has her in a certain irrational state, that's a weak woman, and that's how I look at it.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It almost came off when both of us were talking as if something might be wrong with the mind, if for the other person, right? If the other person is literally out of their mind doing things they would not normally do for the dick or the punani, it's a problem. It's a problem, right? Now, uh, it's it's funny though because me and Meek, we've been on the same page for 2 damn episodes now. You know what I'm saying? And I had agreed with her when I first came into this conversation. I thought to myself, I don't think that women are really stigmatized. I think there's something always surrounding it, right? Like, you really believe that it's his dick that keep him around, or the fact that he keeps coming around, right? Like, is it the fact that he keeps coming around and he's in your house? Is that not why you're keeping him there? Because when you get home, he's there with his lazy ass. His no job having ass is still there, and you use it as an excuse to call it dickmatized. No, it ain't dickmatized. You just have a man, and you're happy to have him. So you tell your girls, girl, I gotta get home. Tyrone home. You know how he want. You know how he all over me when I get home. Girl, You know that's true.
Tyrone, okay.
But you know that's true.
I mean, but
I know
also,
you-
and also to layer that, you also have to like layer it on like, you know, past situations, like how many successful relationships have these women come from, or you know, like have they learned what a successful, or not successful, but a healthy relationship look like, or like you know, Tawana touched on like self-respect and how to value self, and like what are your standards, what are your non-negotiables. When we start really diving into that, like I think it really exposes a lot.
I wanted to say this right quick. I seen AJ put in a chat, men that like chaotic women and people that like cause chaos in their life. I think they all weak because uh it's just chaos don't make sense to me. I don't want nobody fucking my shit up, and I damn sure don't want nobody touching my shit behind a relationship, behind feelings and all that. So I never dealt with no drama like that. I guess I've been blessed and fortunate, or maybe people thought someone's wrong with me to where they never went there. Or maybe I just never been with the right person. So I'm not gonna give myself that, but I just know I ain't had nobody touch my shit, breaking my shit or do anything. But I don't like chaos. I never did like chaos. But in the midst of playing the game, you find yourself in it. I think I always been straightforward with women, but I was a little misleading when it came down to protecting them from me fucking clean over them, because like Ralph said, starting off, when you kind of in it for the right reasons, you kind of get your feelings played with. So as you growing up and evolution didn't take place yet, so you kind of going through, you feel like you getting fucked over, or you feel like you're vulnerable, because men ain't just vulnerable during sex. Men are actually vulnerable when they open up into their feelings and their hearts, or they express emotions. So it's easy to harden and find ways to get around it. Like I speak on most of my cheating, and most of the things I did was to because one, I did realize I was insecure and I needed to grow mentally as a man. But I also, whatever I felt, anything about you wasn't like totally there to be with me or invested with me, I would find somebody else that could. If I felt like a argument or something was missing, I found somebody else to fix that. So I admitted many times on the show, I think when we talk about it, they got multiple reasons why men deal with women, for us being p whip, pussy whip, or what have you. It's kind of hard for me because I never tapped into that, because like I think Chris said it best. You got to view the women in a certain light and see them more as sexual desire or meat to have those feelings. And when you kind of dipping and dabbing with a lot of people, it's kind of hard for you to get those feelings. So you may miss a good thing, and you may not know how to relate to a good thing. I think this was Tawana that said that's all women got to offer. So sometimes I think women do at that time, at an early, like when we younger, it's too much. We still figuring ourselves out. I disagree with Meek on this, and she could clarify it after I'm finished, when she said that you're weak. I just think you ain't evolved. I think you ain't experienced enough life. I think your emotions put you in situations to where you may be infatuated with a guy, and the qualities he present to you at that time may be enough. So I don't think it's weakness. I think you just got to go through life long enough to experience and want more. And then last but not least, I said something about Tawana saying that's all women got to offer at that time. I think at
I
certain
didn't say
points in
that.
our lives,
Yeah, no, yeah,
huh?
she didn't
I didn't
say
say that.
that.
That
No,
was
no, no. They said one of y'all said
No, she was
they
saying
stick around.
she
Now
what
let me
she
repeat
said.
it. Let me repeat it. One of y'all said they stick around with them because that's all they got to offer at the time is the
She
sex to keep the
she was
man.
saying when we were younger. She was saying like when we were younger, like adolescents, that if you're sexually involved adolescent, like when she said when you're younger, that's all you have to offer. You know what I mean? So like
I think I
that's
said
the
that.
reason. Yeah, and
That's
Keisha said that. That's what
yeah,
she
that
said.
wasn't me.
okay.
I was
My
saying that
bad.
was Keisha. That's what I was trying to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, Tawana.
No, I just wanted you to know it was Keisha. It wasn't.
All right, my bad.
Hold on,
Keisha.
hold on, real quick. Women, because I don't think some of us men we don't know, and some of the men in the chat too. What is pussy whip like to you? Like we don't, I don't actually know. Like what y'all think, if y'all have had that experience, or what you think is like, no, he pussy whip. I don't care what he say. He could try to deny it.
Niggas the same.
Meek would know. You know what I'm saying? Meek would know. I'm saying keep it 100. Keep it 100. She would know what it looked like. I want to get some ironclad out there so we can work with that definition.
But
What would you call it?
this is the definition. I don't know. I could look up the definition.
I got a
Like me.
definition.
Oh, you got one. Who's that, Ralph? Who's that?
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
not a
Go, Ralph.
definition. Okay. So being whipped is no doesn't mean no. It means purposely going to places that you ran into that person in your mind expecting the same situation to happen like the first time. Replaying things in your head that went on that made you happy and not accepting the fact of the matter that they not feeling you. And you're overly infatuated with the idea of having this person that you're willing to compromise your principles in order to get back in their good graces, but you're weakening yourself. So that's whip. And that's because I used to do stuff like that. That's how
I
my
like
mind
that,
was. I
Ralph.
couldn't. I mean, but it's
I
like
Uh-oh.
that
There's
was me
me.
because you know I was very I hated myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt defined by who was in my life, and I was at certain point in time suicidal. Like if a girl didn't want to really, she didn't. If I when I really accepted the truth, it's like I tried killing myself a few times. Like it's different occasions. So it's like that's how I know it was whipped. So when I look back, I was like, that's how broken
Yeah.
mentally that I was, but that was nobody else's fault. So to me, that's what the real definition is because certain men just can't accept that because I mean, it was one video recently. This guy went off on his Instagram model because he gave a scenario about mating with her, like if they was the last two people on earth, and she said nah because of whatever reason. But then he just went off like I masturbate to you every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I wasted my time. Start going off on that. That's another example. It's like it's in your mind. It's like a plague. You know what I'm saying? So you know, a lot of us young men, like I say again, you grow up effeminized. You have a lack of great examples, and you make bad decisions, and you try to find a way to
What up?
live with
What up?
it.
What
And
up?
sometimes the best way to live with it is to try to find someone else to replace the happiness, but that just goes back to it being a void. And when that void, when you feel like mentally that void is stolen from you, you feel like why am I even here?
right.
So that's another example of whip. In
Can I
my
say
What's
something?
I
Go
I I
ahead.
agree. I completely agree with you. And I think one thing that keeps coming up is about how we value ourselves. And that shows how we show up within relationships. And J Mac, you said like it's not weak, and it's the thing about not growing, but the fact of the matter is there's some people that have grown old that still have yet to develop that. And the crazy thing is, some look at weak as like a negative, but it's honestly just the opposite of strength. So it's not, I'm not trying to say that, oh, to like down talk someone, but it's just, that's just where you are. Yeah. It's the same as like muscle development when you go into the gym. You can't just go straight up and hit that squat bar at 250. You got to build your way up to that. But you are at a weak state. And that's just what it is.
Okay.
So and then when it comes down to the definition of whip, I completely agree with Ralph. Like completely. Like yeah, we affiliated with like our physical parts, the vagina, the penis, and the stroke, and all that other stuff. But in actuality, we got to remember what's going on at that moment. I personally believe that sex is highly misused. There's a transfer of energy going on. There's like all these hormones that's going on at this moment. And a lot of us escape within sex. And so when you, especially if you got people that are like willing to open up at that moment and be vulnerable with each other, it's like magic in the fucking bedroom. And that's the only place you can get it. That's the only place you can get that drug is when you in the bedroom with that person. So you gonna go to whatever extent, length to be like, I don't give a fuck if I'm in this garbage looking through shit, or if I'm looking at his dorm room from the other side with some binoculars.
Psycho.
Like I don't give
Psycho.
a fuck. But the fucked up case is like, how do we get to the state in the beginning? And I know everyone's like, oh, it's a cop out. It's not a cop out. It's just reality that some of us don't even experience that type of like feeling of love. And I put it under quotations because like, that feeling, that exchange until we get in the bedroom with somebody, or maybe we felt it before and that's the first time we felt it again. and we don't know how to recreate that in our lives. So what do? You go to the source. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go straight to the fucking source. I'm gonna go get this dick again, and so on and so on. So
Hold on,
I
yeah.
me.
think I
I
think
stand
this.
corrected. I stand corrected. My apologies. I think I struggled with the word weak, so I stand corrected on that. I think what you just gave an example could be considered dick whip because if you standing down that door and trying to figure it out to get that moment, you're trying to get that fix. So maybe in a moment we can use the word dick whip or pussy whip to what the extent of you willing to be invulnerable to get to. So maybe it becomes a phase, and then afterwards you snap back to reality.
Let me
I
say
can
this.
I can I
Let me
ask
say
a
I
this
think
question?
about
this.
Go ahead,
Can I
I
ask a
Twan.
think
question?
that pussy whipped and digmatized are terms made up for people not wanting to be accountable for realizing they picked a crazy person or unstable person to have sex with.
Yeah.
But they're not
Just think,
accepting
think about
what
it.
they really are.
We know what we doing. Like even when I was younger, I knew what I was doing. I knew what to do, how to get in her head to get what I wanted. Now, when we after we do, we find out that she's a little nuts. So it's easy to be like, nah, I put it on her ass. But it's like, nah, we just picked somebody crazy to have sex with. That's what I think. I never
Go
really
ahead,
used
Twan.
that term, you know
Can
what I
I ask a
mean? But
question?
Tawana been trying to talk, I don't know, for 3 minutes.
I know. I was like, I can't get in. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that when a man is so I'm gonna go back to your original
Oh,
question,
the pussy whip. Yeah,
people
yeah,
question, because I really wanted to answer that because
yeah.
I know that a lot of women we know when a man is so into us that he will do anything we ask
I
him to
mean,
do. We know like he'll accept and tolerate any behavior, me being inconsistent, me going back and forth between him and somebody else. Like they are literally we know when a man is like so easily manipulated that he will do whatever. And some women actually will take advantage of a man when they know that
I was
he,
that woman.
yeah,
I was that
and
woman, and Ralph.
we know
Yeah,
we know the men who are like that. We know the men who are a little bit more vulnerable than the other ones. Like, and it's just something about women who we gonna take advantage of that man.
I,
You know,
I,
Can
I,
I ask a question?
Ralph, but Ralph shared a story, and I don't want you, I don't, I don't want to leave him hanging. So
okay,
I'll share a
let me
story.
oh, wait, but let me I want to say this though. But I will say mental instability is not being pussy whipped. Like, and so I want people to understand, like, when there is a missing, like when somebody is mentally unstable and they obsess or they fixate on you or is something else going on, like that is not because your vagina is so good and that you just such a great person.
Hmm.
Sometimes it really doesn't matter what woman it is or what person it is. There's always going to be some kind of like weird obsession or whatever. So I just want people to recognize the difference between a man who's just like, oh, he wants you around, so he's just doing everything just to kind of like keep you happy so that he can keep coming around and he can keep getting some, versus a man who is like showing signs that he is not mentally stable and you need to like back off. There's a difference between the two. I just want people to understand that. Yeah.
All right, hold on real
Can I
quick.
say something?
Hold on, Jay. I want to get some shout outs. King Born, we see you, man. AJ, we see you. T, we see you. Best
AJ,
dad ever. We see you. B Pauly, we see you, man. We thank y'all for tuning in, man. We love y'all. We love y'all. Go ahead, Jay.
Just my question. So like, I'm listening to everything, and I agree with mostly everybody. And shout out to not Chris, his brother.
Ralph.
I forgot his brother.
Ralph.
Right.
Ralph.
Ralph, my bad, Ralph. And that was real. What you expressed it. You're being real on that. And I just hope everybody do it. Stick to those. Just stay straight up and real. But my thing is like, well, my question to the panel is, let's say you've been in, and I've been in this type of relationship before. Let's say you're in a relationship with a woman. Well, not really a relationship, but you're in a sex relationship with her. Cause everything y'all do is argue. Y'all argue about every little thing and stuff like that. But the only time y'all having a connection is through sex. So what kind of relationship you describe that to be? You heard me?
Not
Like,
one.
or what
I
kind of
heard you.
What?
relationship
No,
is that?
no. Like,
No.
what would you describe that to be? Like, everything is like literally y'all argue about every little thing. Y'all argue about the color of a car and stuff like that. It's like y'all really don't like each other, but when y'all having sex, it's a different type of relationship. What kind of relationship you describe that to be?
A toxic one.
It's a
I
yeah,
think
it's
you
I
both the
think
definitely.
same
toxic.
person.
I
I mean, it's definitely a toxic one, but at the end of the day, there's still a vulnerability that's being
Everybody want to
expressed
see you.
within the bedroom. So even if you hate fucking somebody, right? And then the person and y'all and all y'all do is have like angry sex. Y'all both enjoy angry sex together. You know what I mean? And like whatever it is that y'all create in that bedroom. So like there's still a vulnerability that's being shared between two partners, and no, y'all don't have the communication skills, but somehow y'all connection, vibrates when y'all together. And who knows what y'all background is? You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, because I think your background got a lot to do why you enjoy this that you got going on with this person.
But
All
you
right,
It's
know,
called
JT,
trauma
I
hold
mean,
on.
some people understand the assignment. Some people know,
You go next.
like they okay with just y'all having a physical connection and nothing else. Like, I mean, I don't. Maybe that's hard for y'all to understand, or maybe that's hard for y'all to get with. But some,
But is it just? But I think I don't
some
know.
I mean,
Maybe I look too deep into sex. But I like no matter how you try to just like make it surface and like, oh, it's just my dick going into her vagina. It's not that benign. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
you it there's energy being transferred whether you like it or not. There's something going on whether you want to acknowledge it or not. There's something that is like metaphysics that, you know what I mean, that's like going on around in that situation whether you agree to it or not. And I think that's the connection that's not being acknowledged because people are like, oh no, I just smashed and then I'm done. But it's like, if you know that all she do is bring you headache and pain, but yet you constantly going and you smashing her, what is that? You know what I mean? Because if it was just you inserting her vagina in the way it feels, it's more than that. Like, I
it
think it's more
depends on
than
the
that.
situation,
It
though,
doesn't
Nikki.
mean you love
Hold
her.
on. Hold on. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, like, kind of piggyback off of what like Meek was saying. I think some people are just very comfortable in chaos, and then that's why the relationship keeps going. Like, and that could stem from like a childhood thing or like past experiences. Some people are very comfortable in chaotic things that are going around, and you don't even realize it until you get older, and then you have to unlearn certain things. Like, not apologizing, you may have to learn like later on, like, oh wait, I don't apologize, that's not a healthy thing, but that's something I have to unlearn. And like sometimes when you're just in chaos, you're like so comfortable, you're just like, oh, this is home to me. And then you get around somebody who's like, you're in your healthy relationship, you're like, oh, this shit is weird. Like Meek, you said somebody was like, oh, you don't yell enough or you don't do this enough. Like, do you not recognize like this is a healthy kind of exchange we're having? I think some people are just so comfortable and like the chaos, and that's why they continue to do it, because that's like very comfortable for them.
Ralph,
Yeah.
you up next, and J Mac, go ahead. Go ahead, Ralph.
So going back on what was said just now, what I know for a fact, that's trauma bonding. And you're not, it's not that you're connected for no reason. It's a reason. See, the chaos helps take you back to that time when something terrible happened and you're trying to figure out what it was that got you on that path. And then you see it through that person. Y'all been through the same thing, but y'all never expressed it to each other. So it's no mistake because your spirit is going to be drawn to people who are similar to you. There's no mistake in
Yeah.
that. So every relationship I ever had is not a mistake. It's just when I had the opportunity to figure out me through that relationship, I didn't take it. I took advantage of it and thought of sex. So it really just boils down to you finding yourself again. And we just keep adding to our body count because we're not really understanding the real why. We don't ask those questions. We just focus on what we're trying to get out of it to be
Yep.
happy. But the happiness aside, it's like, what's the truth? So we're overlooking the truth for a good time. I'm speaking on my personal situation, you know, even to this day, like, so it's like now when I act like even recently, like when I tell my brother about a certain female I just met or something like that, like, bro, stop, whatever term he would say, to make you laugh, but it's like, stop doing that. Salaikum salam in them or some shit like that. It's like, stop doing that because it's like you making it that much stressful. You can't complain about that, but then it's like you want that, but like, yeah, I want it, but it's like I want to make sure I understand why I want it. Like, am I really just focused on trying to because I like having a bunch of women. I don't like just like I want to recreate that dynamic I seen when we was living all in the city. You know what I'm saying? Big house, come home, all your cousins there, stuff like that. It's happy. But you can't make people, you know what I'm saying, understand that. So calming down, it's like I'm really looking at it as like I'm just trying to find myself through people, but realizing like the problem is you can't find it through people. You got to start asking yourself, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
All right, J-Man, go ahead.
All right, like I'm gonna at the end of what Ralph just said, I definitely think you should not trying to find yourself. Self-reflection is the key to growth. You gotta be able to look at yourself in the mirror and call yourself out on the things you're struggling with. For as what my the question my brother asked, they do, however, have people who connect sexually. Like some people don't learn how to talk. Some people don't learn how to express themselves. I heard somebody say they don't know how to admit to when they're wrong or to apologize, and some people just don't know how to have them type of relationships other than sex. But sex is one of the easiest thing to express yourself with your body, physically and mentally, because I do agree when somebody say that is a very vulnerable stage. I still don't think it's the most vulnerable stage, but you let yourself go. It's almost like a drug, it's like a fix for people who don't have addictions. But I think naturally fucking and getting together and expressing yourself is there is a natural a natural thing humans do in a natural way we express ourselves by sharing our bodies. So to answer my brother question, people it can be trauma, it can be drama for the people not mentally or knowing how to talk to each other or be around each other, but they can actually express themselves sexually, physically. Because if I'm attracted to your body and you're attracted to my body, we may not be know how to talk to each other, but we can take care of each other physically. So it don't make sense, but to answer that question is very feasible and very possible of happening.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
All right, piggybacking on that same question, I think it could be a situation of two people who see themselves in each other. And a lot of times when you see yourself in the mirror, you don't like what you see. So when you fight, when you're looking at another person that reminds you of you, it's going to be a confrontation. And I think after the confrontation, you want to be consoled. And I think that's when the sex comes into play. Because that's the only way that you know how to express that sorrow, that grief together. Because me personally, like I dealt with a woman that I couldn't stand her. I I hated her, right? And like sometimes I would just have sex just to do it so I can leave, right? But the funny part about it is like when I reflected on the whole situation, before I met her, I heard something inside me say, do not talk to her. And I ignored that shit twice. And it was one of the most toxic situations I was ever in. So I learned from that day on, when I hear something say no, I don't care how nice the ass is, I'm not fucking with it.
Why
All
was
right,
it so toxic? Oh, I'm sorry. I be wanting to know the
No,
whole
you can act.
we running out of
Um,
time. Go ahead.
th-
We almost done.
it
We
was
almost done.
just, it was just, the reality is this: I was in a very dark place that I didn't realize, so I was attracted to somebody who was very dark. It's simple as that. He was dark.
Okay.
All right. All right, look, we almost done. Let me get this last little saying in, and then we're gonna do our little Christmas wishes to everybody, you know. But let's keep it this little tone right here for a minute, and then we'll go. From what I heard this whole episode, this Dick Matai pussy whip thing is behind us. Okay, it seems like we've grown out of it. We don't have no need for it, no want for it. We matured out of that. Like we on something totally different now, and I'm glad. Um, I always thought of Waterfalls, the video with TLC. How homeboy kept on chasing and kept on chasing and kept on chasing, right? And he ended up with AIDS at the end of the video. And I said to myself, I remember him sitting there on that bed, and it was like after every time he had sex, he was sitting there realizing like, damn, this is all I'm good at. Like this is all I'm about. I could imagine that, you know, for a woman and a man who literally are in fucked up relationships, and all they offer is sex, man. Where when it's done, you sitting there like, man, like, is this all I am? Is this all I'm about? He don't want to take me out. Like, we don't have no fun doing nothing. It's like we argue about everything. But when we get down, it's magical. Like, my man, that sex lasts some of these brothers 45 seconds, some of them, and then some of them last 20 minutes.
Nigga.
Some of
That's
them last
funny.
30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
But there's 24 hours in a day, right? So what about the rest of that day What are you important? You're not into yourself. But hey, if I get horny again, then I feel like a free man. Then I'm important again. So I want to give everybody the advice who might be struggling with this, who watch this show and learn something, man. You got to be better at more things, right? You can't just depend on sex to be the end all be all to help your relationship or help you as a man. Hell no, dog. That shit gonna run out. Male and female, it will run out. You have to work on your social skills. You have to work on you as a person. You got to work on getting along with people around you. You can't just walk around as that bad broad who attracts all the men or the dude who just knows how to get them and play them. You got to be better than that if you want a healthy relationship and you want to be healthy in yourself. If you want to be healthy in yourself. Mick, you got something to say?
Yeah, I always say you have to be more than just pussy and spaghetti or dick in your wallet. Like some girl, because that one meal that one girl can cook, let me go ahead and make him some spaghetti. And your pussy, you got to be more than pussy and spaghetti.
Hey, I preach that. All right. Hey, we love y'all. We love y'all. Great show. You know what's funny, man? We be having some crazy topics. They're funny at times, but I noticed that every time, even as funny as I try to make it, it always gets serious because we a real ass panel. That shit is crazy how that always works out. Always works out. That people learn when they come here. I want to tell everybody, Merry Christmas. I'm not gonna see y'all till next Wednesday. I want all y'all to have a Merry Christmas, man. Hopefully, y'all get what y'all want, man. Hopefully, y'all been nice and not too naughty. Especially these three who just come when they want to come because they're beautiful. So hopefully,
I was here on time.
yeah, that's only because you live here. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here.
No,
Only,
but I do want to say, Ralph, I appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing that because that was like something super personal. So I do say, we appreciate you sharing that publicly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Respect to Ralph for that.
Ralph, that's
yeah,
real
Ralph.
man shit. That's definitely alpha man shit. Cause alpha men don't mind talking about some of the stuff and shortcomings they done had, even they 45 seconds of fame.
Yes, sir.
He told you that in confidence.
Yes, in confidence. All right, again. Thank everybody for tuning in, man. We love y'all. We love y'all. Thank you to the host for coming. Rather, hey, every time y'all come, I appreciate it, man. We growing. Have a very, very Merry Christmas and not a Happy New Year because I'm gonna see you before then. But hopefully you guys get what you want because you guys are good people. I appreciate all of y'all, and I might drop y'all some around Christmas. I don't know. Depends on how good I'm doing financially. It really depends on how much money she's drinking for. But other than that, you might see something.
Don't be trying to blame Keisha. Don't do that.
Gotta run it, Tawana.
Yeah, blame her.
Happy holidays to everybody, man.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Happy holidays,
holidays.
everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Be safe
And
out
as
there.
always, thank y'all for coming in, tuning in to see what we about. Y'all know the slogan. It's going around everywhere.
C.Y.P. out.
Out. Hit that outro. Merry Christmas.